Let's learn everything we can possibly learn about a webhook and why it is so fundamentally crucial you understand what a webhook is when it comes to vibe coding. So by the end of this video, you'll conceptually understand what a webhook is and therefore be able to put it into your workflow and therefore be able to create really cool things type of video. I remember when I first started coding, webhooks seemed so scary, but genuinely, they're extremely simple once you understand fundamentally the use case it has in apps and software. What is it? So we're familiar with APIs. We're familiar with, I have my app here. I need to communicate with a third-party app. How do we communicate? We use an API. But what is actually sending the data back and forth? Like when I send you a text message and I say, hey, what's up? You're receiving text data of, hey, what's up? To your phone, right? Like that's data. Don't overcomplicate data. So the idea here though is that within an application, and you're probably familiar with this, for example, if you've ever integrated and vibe coded OpenAI API, artificial intelligence, you are using a thing called a webhook, a GET, a POST request, everything of this nature. So simply another service has a server, piece of hardware in some random server room. You make a request with a webhook to get data and you receive said data. What are ways we can deal with webhooks? So webhooks, and honestly, let me just show you some documentation. So we're just going to come over here to Stripe here and you'll see essentially what's going on here. So first thing is you're always going to notice within a webhook call, the base URL. This is the API, right? The base URL is essentially like, where's home? Where is this server directing us towards when it comes to its endpoint? If you don't know what a domain is and DNS and everything of this nature, watch my DNS video. So if I'm scrolling through the documentation, here's an example of a webhook. You notice it says GET here. What does GET mean? What happens when you get a McDonald's meal? You are receiving something, right? So GET is just you are taking in data. You're grabbing data. So in this context, this is like an event from Stripe. There's other ways of doing this where it's like, well, Corbin, what if I'm the one making the McDonald's meal? Like, how do I give data? That is post. I'm posting it, okay? Like mail, like postage stamp. There is other logic here. For example, this is posting, right? You'll see post, get, I can't find the other ones, but simply post, get, update, delete. Let's say I make the McDonald's meal. It's sitting there. I need to update it. Let's add a happy toy, add a happy toy. If I need to actually just delete the happy meal, then it's like a delete request and I'm throwing the happy meal in the trash. And when you send an event, sometimes you get an error. And what you'll notice is that in the documentation, you will see all these different codes. 200, it went through. You were able to give them McDonald's meal. 400, you just messed up. Like however you're sending the code, it's just cooked, like your payload. But then you have other ones like 401, unauthorized. This is like when we do a webhook, we're sending, receiving, or trying to do some type of action within this specific base URL, like with Stripe, and then something goes wrong. That's how you understand this. Okay, so what does it do? We kind of know, right? It's the passing of data. So there'll be an event. This one gives an example of like a payment, a new sign up, like something is happening in software situation. And the data is passed typically in a JSON payload. That sounds extremely confusing, but it really isn't. Like this is an example of a JSON payload, which simply is curly bracket here, and then all the data. Just read it, right? Created. Oh, this is a timestamp of when it was created. Oh, email. This is the email of the user. There's going to be things like ID, object, account. Like this all looks confusing, but in reality, what this really means is these are just unique identifiers. Basically, this is a bunch of random numbers and string. When I say string, I mean letters, numbers and letters. Okay. And it's specifically associated with this ID for this specific event. Okay. They do this so that your account, no one else would have your account ID. Right? All this is that. So when you read this, it becomes actually pretty obvious what's happening here. It's just another way of storing data or structuring data to be received and sent between softwares. That's a JSON payload. JSON itself is just a language, just like how English is a language or how German's a language. It's just a language. Let's see it in action. You create a webhook URL, right? Let's just say it's your site. A payment succeeds. You see the JSON payload here is being posted. You're receiving it like, oh, okay, what happened? Payment success and someone paid you 4,200. I like it. And then essentially we react the app, not react the stack. Reaction, like I just reacted to something. You have a database, you mark the order as paid, and then you send a receipt via a separate piece of logic and the pipeline. Who cares? Basically, a lot of people, because of the nature of what a webhook really is that it's anytime an app needs to tell another app something's happening, and the way it communicates typically is via a JSON payload. So it lets it know when that purchase event happens. This is a really popular one with Stripe and Stripe monetization. You will need to have a Stripe webhook built into your infrastructure to handle handle payments and conversion events in your application. Like, this is fundamentally one of the biggest webhooks in the industry, to be honest with you. All my payments, all my money I make on the softwares I make go through that Stripe webhook. That's a no joke situation. So that is why it's fundamentally understand what a webhook is just communication between the applications. In reality, what's happening here is if I text you, I'm texting you, hey, let's go to McDonald's, I'm communicating with you, and then you send me information back. Just think of it like that, but this is how the robots talk to each other and text each other. It can't be too casual. They need to see it a little bit more structured because they're a robot and they need to read JSON. So that just about does what a webhook is. Fundamentally, love me a webhook situation. So make sure to leave a like. I'll see you in the next. Did Cormac quite literally just explain what a webhook is as simple as possible? And we just kept talking about McDonald's. Maybe I need to order something from McDonald's, but McDonald's has an amazing big breakfast deal that I absolutely love type of situation.